I'm currently en route here to Clover Agri-Sales down, I'm going to say Lisburn direction, don't quote me on that. I'm nearly sure it's Lisburn. It's based out of Malindar Rutledge's yard, but you'll have seen a video a couple of months ago. Young Craig went to video the Vogelsang separator, and the business run basically by a fella Dara Rutledge and Neil Spence. So the past couple of months I've been chatting to Neil about a set of rear mudguards for the fast track, and basically they've just come in, but he says they are a bit of not a plague, but you can build them up, but there'll be fine adjustments because different tractors, etc, etc. So this has to go to Newry tomorrow regardless, so I'm going today to fit the mudguards, get a bit of a chat with Neil, and then we head on to the next mission. So I'll see you when we get there. You're going to be my dash cam in case somebody didn't pull in front of me and ball me in. Right, so we've just finished putting the mud flaps on, and we have tried to film a bit of it, but it wasn't just as simple as I thought it was going to be. But at the same time, it wasn't a massive job either. So I don't know what we'll do, whether we'll do like a wee montage of how tricky it was. I got there was a tidy enough job. You know, you don't have to be any extreme mechanic to build them together. Obviously the problem is whenever you drop your arms, because she's in the linkage, whenever you go to hook a hitch on, you drop your arms. Obviously your mud flaps catch, that's what these changes for, but again with a hitch on the Fendt, you don't need your arms. Well, they're not for moving anyway, so. Fendt one to hook onto the hitch carrier here compared to the 3-point linkage. Right, Neil, they're finally on. How big a siege was that? On a scale of 1 to 10.
It was a good learning curve anyway.
Well, these are the first two sets you've sold and fitted as such, would it be? Or?
First two sets, yeah, but two different types. The Fendt one goes on to the ladder linkage, as they call it, on the chassis. So I can still use the arms on this tractor, but you obviously can't on the fast track, but they haven't come up with any other options yet, how to fit them. I know you can get a John Deere, like this type,
yeah,
and a Fendt, but apart from that, everything else is 3-point linkage.
Everything else? New hole and everything?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Agriweld are based in far side of York, so they are. Make a premium product, you know, it's top range stuff. It's not, there's no point, I'm not going to say cheap, it's not cheap. If you're after something lower end market, these are probably not for you.
Well, they're heavy enough duty, like, because they're a brave weight trying to lift that up on there, like, for something that's hold about rubber.
Just that little flimsy fast track there, them arms could be tightened up. Yeah, they're not, I wouldn't want to be lifting them on and off myself, you know.
Yeah.
But I do think you pull these up and then set them completely on the ground, and you can get them off yourself handy enough. They're popular. Boys don't want tractors now covered, and they don't want the implements behind them stone chipped, because that obviously chips the paint, start to rust, depending on where you're at, especially near the sea, would be worse. Because yeah, some people, like, it's a love-hate. People love them or they hate them. I don't think there's any in between.
But they're more a haulage sort of thing. Like, you're not going to put a drill on and then hook this on afterwards. Like,
Well, I don't know.
well, maybe you're planning to with them tires on. But
I wanted to see what they're like on that tractor, because you're shielded pipe slurry, and then sure you never can keep the tractor clean at all.
yeah,
So it's a bit of a test, and like that'll be on a wagon one day, on a pipe system. So I'll see what they're like myself before I try and push them too hard. But yeah, look, if you were doing a lot of road work, it'd be a great job. If you maybe weren't, you were doing all field work, well, see what your situation is, I suppose.
well, what sort of money are these things if you went out to buy them today? Like, are the two sets sort of different prices depending on what way they're fitted, or are they a similar enough price?
No, they're very similar. That fast track one now was a wee bit more expensive because you have an extra bracket in here, basically to move everything a bit closer, because the arms seem to be long. I suppose it's the smaller wheel and everything. If you had a big tractor wheel, it would probably be closer, but that's a wee bit more expensive. They're much of a muchness, depending on what you're going for and the spec. You can get a wee nameplate and stuff on. Like, depends how much money you want to spend, but you're talking in around 900, depending on, 900 plus, depending on what spec you're going for. Like.
Yes. And do you think are these the sort of thing that's going to take off the next couple of years, or?
As I said, they're a love-hate. Usually people that look after their machine and want to go to tractor runs and keep the thing well presented, they're the guys that want them, and the other boys that don't really care about clean tractors don't.
Yes.
But now I've got a standing audience over here. Like.
Here, do you want anything? Oh, he's just waiting for the lunch.
I'm pretty sure you were stuck in a lawnmower in a bog earlier today, were you? Can you enlighten us on that, Neil?
What?
Can you enlighten us on your experience in the lawnmower?
How do you get stuck at silage?
What is it?
How do you get stuck at silage? Was it fifth cut you were at today, or?
Oh, well, it's about, you fill them in there, Nathan. Go. How long were you on the lawnmower?
5 minutes.
Not even 5 minutes. I wondered why the lawnmower kept starting and stopping. And he was stuck. Well, you get stuck at silage too, don't worry about that.
Just put a big load on.
You get stuck on the dry field.
Right, so what other implements does Agriweld sell then? Or is that the only thing you sell for them?
No, Agriweld sell like big toolboxes, big weight blocks, swathe rollers, so like for rolling in front of the baler, and then maybe carrying wrap and net. They do a lot of tillage stuff, and to be fair, a lot of it is mainly driven by the UK market. We seem to be backward over here, and we're not going down that line of it. So yes, there are a couple of cultivation things that would suit here, but I just haven't got those in yet. Just need to push the boat out a wee bit, but just a lot going on. What else? They do like implement handlers, so people maybe stacking straw, shifting fertilizer bags, certain loading for like machines that you can lift up with fertilizer above it, and they'll already cut the bags for you and everything. There's no, that eliminates somebody falling and safety and all those sides of things, especially in agriculture now. So yeah, they're sort of those sort of implements.
Well, we were actually in Germany with you there last week at the Vogelsang factory.
That's right.
And you were telling me that you're just over a year in business as Clover Agri.
Yeah, well, the business is registered just over a year, but I'm really at it about 9 months.
Well, how has your first sort of, say, your season been in business? How has sales been?
With probably the way agriculture has been the last 12 months, we probably were coming from a high and we're going into a low, so things have been challenging. I've learned that, don't want to put it in a bad way, but you don't trust everybody. There's been good customers to myself, and there's been people you just have to watch out for. But here, 9 times out of 10, it's been good. It's been challenging. Looking forward to the next 12 months, there's a couple of big projects down the line. So, yeah, look, you're out of your comfort zone. You have to be somebody in accounts. You have to be a salesperson. You have to be somebody that gets their hands dirty in service or something, you're always juggling, whether that be during the day or home at night. You're never off your phone.
I'm sure you're never off anyway.
Well, here you sound like my wife. Yeah, look, it's been challenging. I'm looking forward to seeing what's coming ahead. We've taken on a couple of new agencies for criming and a couple of separation projects going on with Vogelsang. Pushing the compactors, they've done well for us this year. Tankers are the lead times getting up on those again too. So a couple more big lorry tankers coming. So looking forward to seeing how that all goes and seeing what 2025 has in store.
Oh, it's not far away now.
No, it's
scary.
It's coming around quicker than I'd have expected, you know.
Yes. You said about the compactors there. Are they a thing that's getting more and more popular every year? Do you see the benefits of the compactors? You know what? They've just sort of took off this year between your own ones, between other brands. You know, compactors have just hit the market hard.
No, I think probably what helped me was a couple of guys I sold to were hire guys. They had no business of farming. Well, yes, they're farming related, but I mean they weren't going on contracting with it. They were hiring the machine out, so people saw what it was doing. Our customers as well saw how it performed. I'm not going to stand here and tell you it'll make bad silage good. It will make good silage better. Concrete's expensive nowadays, so if you're getting an extra 15-20% in a silo, well, there you go, and you're reducing waste. It's all about profitability at the end of the day. So good. I had one go to Calvin there this week, the customer for me is that had one on demo for second and third cut and said he didn't want to do without it again. So to be selling them this late on the season, you know, I'm happy. Things have gone well for it.
Well, I've just seen Darragh landing back into the yard there, and he is sort of the main man here at Rutledge Contracts. What are the struggles of working machinery and selling machinery, trying to do everything hand in hand? What's the benefits too? Like you're bound to work with your machinery as well and see the benefits of it working.
Well, that's it. You have when you can use something yourself and see it working, you're not telling somebody blatant lies. And, you know, I find it hard to sell something to somebody that I don't know anything about or have never used. So if a huge percentage of the stuff would be fit to use it here or tried it at the home farm of my uncles or used in the contracting division here, it just gives you that bit of extra faith. You know what you're standing by. You're not selling something that you're going to be with somebody every day of the week because it's breaking their heart. But yeah, it's got good overlaps. I have to prioritise clover itself, but I do have an active role heavily in the contracting side of things as well. So with time that could change, but at the minute that's the way it is at the minute.
Right,
so.
Well, I'm going to love you and leave you, for I'm heading for Newry to lift the trailer. So, right, I'm only getting away there now. I wasn't there actually long. It's 10 to 6 now, but I wasn't actually there that long. A wee bit awkward to fit. Not a mastermind of a job to do. You could probably do it yourself if you had something to give you a lift, but they're dead on. So I'm on route to Junction 20 here down the carriageway to lift a Smith trailer, and we're going to Maze. So we'll see how she works for that. Right, we're all hooked on now. Wallace's was here sort of slightly before us. Big lady on, still a big trailer, like, I don't know what size on the thing would be. But the common denominator between these two trailers is they've both gone for bigger sets of wheels. Wallace's is on the 710s, the 26.5s, and we are on 650s, I'm really sure. I'll just double check that. Yeah. 650s, 26.5s as well. So both trailers on bigger sets of wheels. And I think that was a wee nudge from the boss man, to be honest. I think Garth should actually he should nearly go on to selling these things, to be honest. They might want to just coming through the yard at the minute. mud flaps on, looking well. We actually had to come back to the yard last night. We had technical difficulties out of our control, but back down the road again today. But that's what the Smith looks like in the minute. That's how clean she is. Let me see if I draw my... Right. We'll see how clear that is by the time I get back up the road again, see how well these mud flaps perform. We're sort of debating going to maize now. It was wet last night, very wet last night, so it could be a matter of holding off to another day. I don't know if Wallace's is going to go today. They're going out to test it with the harvester at the minute. Whether they go on themselves, I don't know. Them has wide wheels, hey. Them's wide wheels for a trailer, like. Ideal the same. But I think that was I think it's been talked about these wider wheels, and I think Garth was nearly the final nudge and actually doing it. Red, black and yellow looks well all the same, but there's something to be said for a straight black trailer too. Neil Spence loves the black rims too, doesn't he? Right, we'll go and see if we can have a word with Glenn or get through to somebody, for I have no phone signal here either. I have no phone signal at Armagh at the minute, and I have no phone signal at Junction 20, so I'll see if we can get through to somebody and see what the plan of attack is.
Well, hello everybody. So I never got a chance to go up and see the mud guards getting on the tractor, or the couple of Smiths getting lifted down heading into Wallace, and this one here is heading on up now. Killen brothers are actually currently on their way to gather it up, so thought I'd better give it a wee bit of a wash off, considering we were cheeky and put a couple of loads in it yesterday. We had permission though. But the mud flaps, just by Agriweld, depending on what tractor you're putting them on, they can fit different ways. To suit the fast track, they're 3-point linkage only. The main reason for it was to try and protect, you know, stuff on the likes of the low loader. Tractors, if you're running them about to a little show or doing something, or you're heading away, or if a digger's up on or whatever, the last thing you want to do is you try, especially just because these tractors are hitting that bit more speed. But Conor wrote his name on here, I know, just with the light, just before he left last night, heading down, and you can actually see that his name, I know it's shining in my reflective jacket, but you know, his name stayed on the front of the trailer, and it has a good job that way, because yes, you're going to have little bits and pieces, but it's preventing them big heavy stone chips and all, so maybe they are a good job. Killens have spec'd this baby here, 22-foot Super Cube on 650, 26.5s. And as they say in the lorry world, stance is everything. Well, that gives that trailer great stance, the big tyres. And the big tyres and wider tyres have to be easier to pull. So time will tell, they will tell us. That's possibly the one drawback, maybe in hindsight, on our own tandem axle. We're just on your 560s. I think if I was going again, we would up to 650s as well. Yes, the mud guards are flared out a little bit just to keep it all looking neat and tidy. The Killen men have just went in this case for the all black. I must admit now, I like the yellow wing up there. I think it breaks it up, but it's lovely. So mighty trailer. Hopefully does well for them. And I know Wallace has got a 20-foot trailer, just a 20-foot tandem, 20-foot 6 actually, tandem Super Cube, and they were able to get theirs on the 710s. So, but no steering axle, and you know, so it'll be very interesting to see how that trailer goes. So that's the story. That's what's happening. And Blake, is flat out round this trailer here with a tape measure. New trailer rides into the yard and the man stood with a tape measure and a phone. That's not a good sign. Who are you reporting back to, Blake? So I think that means there could be model Smith trailers coming soon. Soon-ish. But I want the tri-axle now. That, you know, I want to try it on the yellow top crib. Push bar on here. So at the maze, a lot of boys front linkage give you a bit of a nudge. That's the job. Drawbar behind here. Strobe light. See? Got our strobes. If we're pulling another trailer behind, we'll have our lighting attachment and hydraulic brake connection as well. But you would, if you're working with all Super Cube Smiths now, you'd probably have to watch the way the front leans forward there. But mighty. So there you go. So well there, killing men, and get the model shortly. All right, looking forward to that. And mudguards, yeah, good job, all good. Keep her lip.